Tonight on ZeGuild News, Mount and Title Day, a new guild legendary, and Cataclysm could be closer than you think. Hi, I'm Broff, and welcome to ZeGuild News. To start off, we have some news about Mount Day. This week, as many of you know, Team Full Brazilian was set to finish their last Ice Crown achievement for their meta. Though early connection issues made things look bleak, the team went on to finish the Full House achievement, gaining their meta and new 310% mounts, the Bloodbathe Frostbrood Vanquishers. And, as expected, Death Whisper promptly dropped a normal version of the Whispering Fanged Skull, which the team has been farming for the heroic version of for months, to no avail. Thanks, Death Whisper, we hate you too. Once the team gained their mounts, they went on to take pictures and briefly flaunt them in therein. Then it was off to Ulduar for the second part of Mount Day, a new title. Though the team has already cleared Ulduar on hard mode, they still had yet to face the dreaded Algalon the Observer, he who feeds on your tears. The team had only an hour from first engagement of Algalon to kill him before he despawned for the week. This was made all the more suspenseful as the connection issues crept back into play. After a hard-fought couple of attempts, and with less than 25 minutes left in the clock, TFB managed to kill Algalon and gain their new title, Starcaller. Congratulations to Team Full Brazilian on their new mounts and their new title. Now on to other news and titles. It seems that Veldruid's band of misfits has taken down the Lich King. This is guild news because our very own Puggers was amongst them. Congratulations to all involved. We wish Puggers luck in getting this title, for that's what she said, in the near future. In other news, a new legendary has been claimed for ZeGuild. This week, Revnox obtained Thoradel, the Star's Fury from Sunwell. Since Flabby is aiming for the Warglaives, and there were no hunters in the group, Revnox is the new owner of this legendary ranged weapon of infinite arrows. Whether its arrow spawning ability will be kept in Cataclysm with the abolishment of such ammunition is unknown, though we do know that we are now one step closer to the Dark Phoenix mount. Also on the Cataclysm front, it seems that the release date of said expansion could be closer than we think. Recently, the Blizzard background downloader came to life offering a download of the newest patch, 4.0.1. This would infer that, like in previous editions of WoW, Blizzard is attempting to test out Cataclysm specs just before the release of the game itself. As many may remember, when such testing was done in BC, Wrath launched soon after. Since these changes are currently on the test realm and will theoretically soon be live, one can assume that Cataclysm may not be too far off either. So if you've wanted to test out some of the new class changes but were unable to get into the beta, the test realm is currently giving you the ability to try it out. And it may be testable in the real realms in the new future as well. Now, despite such updates disappearing from ZeGuild News as of late, we have another look at some of the UI changes in Cataclysm. Though it is unknown whether these are present in the test realm as well as the beta, they will be reported as news anyway. Firstly, a look at the spellbook and its many tabs. Though while earlier reports of spells scaling with level and ability to displaying when they are able to be trained remain true, some things have changed. Firstly, everything got bigger. Your spellbook has been made large and more graphical, and, along with professions, mounts and companions are now in your spellbook tabs as well. The new glyph system has finally been implemented as well. It seems that major glyphs are going to become more like minor glyphs, and the new glyph that you're actually going to be conflicted about is prime glyphs. In Cataclysm, primes will be like what major glyphs are in Wrath, augmenting useful abilities and dramatically changing character performance. Whereas majors are now about more conditional abilities, or are aimed at providing a place for glyphs that are more powerful than minors, but too conditional to ever get used otherwise. With the changes in which glyphs you can learn, also comes the change of how you learn them. In another interesting change, Blizzard has made it so that instead of slotting in glyphs like gems, and having to rebuy ones you've overwritten, the glyphs will work more like talents. The player now learns whichever glyphs they believe they may want in the future. They then get a list on their glyph pane. From there, they can slot in whichever glyphs they want and change them out as often as they like. The only price associated with it is the cost of 1 reagent per glyph overwrite. For level 80 and below, you buy Vanishing Powder for 8 silver each, and for 81 and above, buy Dust of Disappearance for 10 gold. These two reagents can either be bought from inscriptionist suppliers or made by inscriptionists themselves. What this means for players is a far greater flexibility on their glyph choices, and far less raid expenses for variable fights. For example, if your tank has to reglyph for taunt every time you fight Sarafang, then glyph back afterwards, at the moment this can be very costly and annoying. In Cataclysm, however, the tank need only learn the glyph once, and from then on can change glyphs based on any given fight for the cost of a reagent. The change of this aspect of talents will not only be a welcome change from the current system, and will allow for players to try out more glyph combinations with less overall cost in doing so. Flying mounts get a revamp as well, allowing for those attempting to use flying mounts in a no-fly zone to still summon the mount, though it will politely refuse to fly, merely jumping and functioning like a ground mount instead. This means now you can use your flying mount instead of a ground mount for flaunting purposes. Lastly, we have a look at foxes. In Cataclysm, 100 pets are gaining more conditional usefulness. Corehounds gain heroism, certain spiders gain Blessing of Kings, and although foxes get the ability to reduce enemy melee and casting speed by 20%, their real strength lies elsewhere. Foxes gain the fantastic ability to do the invisible shopping cart dance whenever not in combat or moving. Once you've issued this ability, whenever the hunter stops moving, the fox will do the dance. Once issued, the fox will continually try to do this dance until the duration is ended, so that if you decide to run around during raid explanations, as soon as you stop moving, the fox will dance. As a final note, ZeGuild is always recruiting casual players and cool people. Come check us out at thezeguild.com.